All right, taking an Uber might work better. Even if you still want to use a cab, maybe a yellow one, maybe. Black cab, maybe not. And I think we're going to find out here in the IMDb plot or soon after why Uber or a yellow cab might be better. A couple who find their jovial cab driver diverts them to a remote, haunted road, revealing disturbing motives and his true intentions. You see, don't get in that cab. Okay, so this one recently came out on Shudder. I will have to say, looking at the trailer, I don't often do, but I for whatever reason caught some of this. It looked to have some good stuff in it and very interesting and so forth. Did it kind of play up and work out the way I hope by the end? Well, we'll see here in a minute. Obviously, this one stars Nick Frost. I think he's in another movie that's coming out on Shudder soon. As of this review, I have not seen it, but looking forward to soon. But I would say I kind of had a little bit of expectations and so forth, and obviously a little bit interested into seeing what they could do or would do with this cab and so forth. Seen some other movies here. Was this gonna stay totally in the cab, or we're gonna get away from it? So we've kind of seen a little bit mix of those movies too. Seen movies where it's ride share and kind of stuck in the vehicle all the time. Seen a little bit of a mix, getting out and so forth. So I also think if you kind of see the trailer, you get maybe a haunting feel. Something else is going on here. So while you kind of see it's him, you kind of think, oh well, this is a slasher. Maybe he's going to kill them or whatever. It does have a haunting vibe to it. So, what direction is this movie ultimately going to turn out to be and about? Since it is a new one, I try to keep it spoiler free, even though I kind of give you the choices of where this movie is going to go right there. So, I guess that's the twist and turn of it in itself. Is it him? Is it someone else? Is it kind of a combination? And I guess that's the spoiler as I'm going to get here. The film kind of opens up. We have an introduction to two couples having a meal together. You're going to see a little bit of tension between one of the couples. Maybe some secrets that may or may not be known and so forth. Between the couple, maybe between the friends there. As they go to get in the cab, you kind of see that maybe not everything is great. Kind of then even when they get in the cab, it's almost a rushed scenario. So the couple gets in the cab and off they go, and things may not all be so great there. So there's already that tension before we even involve the cab driver here. Obviously, as it goes, you think that he's just a typical cab driver to start, but then that, kind of goes out the window fairly quickly when he makes the first stop and proceeds to kind of tase the guy. Obviously, the woman can't get out of the car, and, off they go. Eventually, they end up going on this dark road in the middle of nowhere. And what is kind of odd as this kind of goes on, you see the woman, and she seems to maybe be seeing someone or something, and something is obviously on her mind or bothering her. Besides for the drama that's being caused by the driver of the cab, and obviously then her husband, boyfriend, or whatever was tased, so that's an issue as well. And then it's kind of a simple thing of them having to escape him, or something else going on here. And obviously, there's that, again, a little bit of tension between the couple, to begin with, and how that kind of plays out here. So you get a little bit of different things going on here. Now, I don't know if it was because of my expectations, what I was thinking, what I was hoping from this movie, but I would say, by the time it ended, I was just kind of like, eh. And, I don't think it went in any direction that I was like, wow, or whatever. I think, maybe this was one of those movies that kind of presented a decent idea, and gave you, a decent direction of what it could have been, but for whatever reason, maybe doesn't never get to that point where you're like, wow, that was pretty good. Wow, I was pretty scared. Wow, this or wow, that. I don't know. It just never hit the way you wanted it to. I don't know if it was just the couple, the way they, or what eventually happened. Again, I don't want to say too much about that. It did seem, like it was there to be had. Like, the idea was okay. Maybe, getting to it with maybe a little less explanation, and maybe more to it, maybe more to the scares, maybe done something at the beginning to maybe tease the direction of where it was going a little bit differently. I don't know exactly what it is or was. Again, I thought the ideas were okay. Again, had we maybe seen something similar to this before, in the direction where it eventually went, I think so. And maybe that's kind of maybe what also didn't work for it, is because, we've kind of seen almost similar stuff to it. So maybe, when it kind of happens, you're like, okay, but, kind of already seen it. So I don't know if it was that, expectations, or what, but just by the time it ended, I don't think it just landed the way I wanted it to, if that makes any sense at all. It is, again, I don't want to go too far into what eventually happens, but they're definitely going to try to creep you out a little bit, and maybe scare you in a little way. I think Nick Frost does a fairly decent job, of kind of being, that starting off being that regular cab driver, but then maybe being a little bit off. So I don't think I had a problem with him. Maybe it was the couple that I didn't like, the guy, the husband, boyfriend, or whatever. I don't think he's a character you're supposed to like, but, I don't know. I don't get enough out of him, regardless, either one way. And and again, I know the woman here in the case is supposed to play it in a certain way, and be a certain way in the movie, but maybe the way she is also kind of just makes it like, I don't know, maybe you're supposed to care a little bit more about them, or at least about her. They certainly tried to set that up for you at the beginning, to try to get you kind of on her side, but I don't know that I was ever really on her side, regardless of what is happening here. So again, I don't know if it's the character, I don't know if it was the acting. There's just something just missing there, to really say, I really liked that movie, or I really liked where it went, or more of like, okay, I watched the movie and that was it. So because of that, I hope that it had better stuff for us. But I think at the end of the day, I'm just going to end up giving it 2 pools of blood. I wanted something more from it, and, it was what it was. Hopefully the movie the next one that he's coming out with on Shudder, will be better and give us, something more. It has been on as I'm doing this review, but I have not seen it yet. So hopefully when I do see it, it will be better than this one. And I know I've talked to at least one other person that said hope for the same. So hopefully that person enjoyed the second movie better than this one as well. So with that, horrorreviews.blogspot.com is where you can find all of my reviews, written in video. Certainly lots of video reviews, so you can like, subscribe, and do everything else that everybody wants you to do here on YouTube. But if not, no worries, it is okay. I thank you for your time regardless. Twitter, Facebook information down below if you want to join me there as well. Talk about this movie, other movies, horror, of course. Always down for that. And in the comment section, once you guys kind of get a chance to catch this movie, your thoughts, you like it, not, maybe the other new Nick Frost movie is better. If you thought it was, please let me know. So, hopefully I'll catch that soon. And definitely your choice of Uber, Lyft, yellow cabs or black cabs. Right now, black cabs definitely not getting in that after this one, regardless of thoughts on the movie. But so with that, I will catch you on the next review, horror fans.